Hey guys, it is July. it is definitely not July. That's crazy. It is December the 29th, and as you know, it is a Thursday, and it's time for a brand new video. Music and stuff. Not sure why music, I don't know. So, coming up very soon is the new year. 2017. I thought we would take some time to go through the good things that happened during 2016. Just maybe a 2016 year in review, if you will. I'm going to cover 16 different things that are good and awesome and funny and whatever else that happened this year in 2016. So let's go. What is the deal? What is it? Number 1. Clown sightings everywhere. This is not necessarily a good thing. It's freaking weird. It's freaking weird. I'm just gonna let you know right now. If you're a clown and I'm running down the road or the trails of the woods and I see you, I'm gonna attack you. I'm not running. I'm running after you, because I will have a weapon. If you're running right now somewhere, just anywhere, if you're running, you should probably always have a weapon. I'm just saying, a knife, gun, a large stick. Arm yourself with knowledge. If you're out running about, you come across a clown, go down swinging. I'm not gonna let a clown scare me. I'm gonna scare the clown. Just go nuts. Pull out your weapon of choice, whether it's a knife, a rock, a big stick, a dog, or your neighbor. Your neighbor could be scary and very weapon-like. Take that person along and attack the clown. Just beat them to a pulp and let them know, stop being stupid. Just stop it. Stop. It's not. Just stop it. Number 2. In February, there was a Girl Scout in Oregon. I don't remember. I think it was in Portland. Don't particularly know where. Not important, but it is important that she was in Oregon, because in Oregon, medical marijuana is a thing. Totally a thing. So this Girl Scout got the bright idea of, you know what? I'm gonna open up my Girl Scout cookie stand in front of a dispensary. And let me tell you, that was probably one of the best decisions she could ever make. I'm not gonna say that she set any records with sales or anything, but I will say that her profit margin was high. Because the munchies. Number 3, Leonardo DiCaprio finally won a freaking Oscar for his role in The Revenant. I haven't actually seen the movie. Honestly, I actually really want to. I just haven't seen it yet. But I will say, from all the previews, I'm pretty sure that the entire movie is just him fighting a bear. Not the same as bear wrestling, because that's very don't Google that. Do not Google bear wrestling. Don't do it. It's different. He actually fought an actual bear, and he won an Oscar. Good job, Leo. What? Moving on to number 4. We're gonna go with my home state of Oklahoma. A man was discovered pooping in people's yards and actually caught on camera. That's weird. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Don't be TLC, because you can't be. Only TLC can be TLC. And don't go pooping in other people's yards. Go poop in your own dang yard. If you really got to poop that bad and you don't have toilets, just go poop in your own yard. Leave other people's yards alone. That's gross and weird, and we'll probably get you on like a sex offenders list or something. Just throwing that one out there. Number 5. A woman in the city of Houston, Texas, during rush hour was involved in a fender bender. After said fender bender, she continued to drive on without stopping, and the person who she hit, or hit her something, the other person that was involved in it decided to follow her and called Popo and just be like, hey, this just happened, and she's leaving the scene. Then she, not very soon after, just, I don't know, stopped her car, got in another wreck, something, and then proceeded to get out of her vehicle, strip naked, climb on top of an 18-wheeler, Dance around for a little while, just completely shutting down the entire interstate for, I don't know, a while. More than 20 minutes, which is way longer than a naked woman needs to be dancing on a 18-wheeler in the middle of the interstate. On an 18-wheeler in the middle of the interstate. Not a 18-wheeler, that doesn't make sense. An 18-wheeler. Grammar, kids, stay in school. Number 6. A man in Oregon, yet again, going back to Oregon, found himself, not himself, but his home being burglarized by 3 14-year-old boys. And he, instead of calling the police, got the 3 young boys and made one of them call the police themselves from his phone and turned themselves in and basically report themselves that there was a burglary happening at this guy's house, and they were the ones doing it. Good for you, dude. I mean, for real though, I don't know how calm I would be if I just walked in and found 3 teenagers in my house burglarizing the place. I don't know that I would just, I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did, awesome, because I don't know that I would just be like, hey kids, sit down and call the po-po yourself because you got caught. Pow! Pow! Number 7 is actually a sad one. I apologize. But number 7 is actually Harambe. We all know Harambe looks at us from up above, just waiting to take care of any of our 3-year-old children that fall into zoo habitats and such, just to bless us with the love and care that only a silverback gorilla can give us. Thank you, Harambe. Rest in peace. Pow, pow. 8. SpaceX, if you've never heard of them, they're freaking awesome. Just Google it. SpaceX. SpaceX. Run together. It sounds like something inappropriate happening in space. Don't look that up. The word space and then just the letter X. They did something freaking incredible. They launched a rocket up into the space sphere, stratosphere, atmosphere, look a deer over here. Whatever they did. They launched a rocket up, and then they proceeded to land said rocket on a little raft floaty thing out in the middle of the ocean, perfectly up and down, completely vertical. Shoots up from somewhere and then ding, perfectly vertical on this little raft deal. To give you a good example of how difficult this might be, they actually explained it. They actually explained it in this way. Take a pencil. Take a pin and proceed to throw it over the Empire State Building and then try to get it to land on its end in a shoebox on the other side of the Empire State Building. And that's basically what they did, just with a lot more expensive equipment than a pencil or pin. That's all I had within reach was a pin. You get it, it's fine. Number 9, pow, pow. Pokemon Go was a thing. Is a thing. Was a thing. Pokemon Go is a thing. They freaking brought my childhood to life. I mean, I used to play Pokemon Blue on my sister's Game Boy Color because, or Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. The little clear purple one, which is the single screen, not the dual screen stuff or anything like that. This is back in the day. Her little clearish purple one. I'm sure some of you have owned one of these in the past. They brought that to the freaking life. Like in the real world, using virtual reality or augmented reality for those nerds who have to be politically correct. Nerds. My life was filled with joy for like 2 months. And then they started bugging out on their not GPS, but their location thing. We're like, oh, there's a Pokemon near you, but it wasn't actually anywhere near you, or there were some near you and it wasn't coming up at all, and all this different stuff, and it got bad, and I lost interest. I'm sorry. Number 10, pow pow. First U.S. flight to Cuba happened in August in like the 50 or more years. I mean, it was the first commercial flight, the first commercial flight from the U.S. to Cuba happening in the last 50 years plus. I don't know the exact amount of time. That's a big freaking deal. I will tell you, you still can't have Cuban cigars over here because that trade embargo hasn't been lifted yet. But I mean, you can at least go visit and go spend time in Cuba, have a Cuban in Cuba. That makes sense. Number 11. Pow, pow, pow! Pow, pow, pow! Pow, pow! 11. Kanye announced that he's going to run for president in 2020. That's legitimately horrifying. I mean, this is the guy who has a music career, is famous for how self-absorbed he is. He is married to Kim Kardashian, and let me say, the first lady being Kim Kardashian, I'm not really sure how I feel about that one either. And he went bankrupt and started a GoFundMe account to help him pay for his massive amounts of debt. And then he was selling things like tattered sweatshirts for $1,000 a pop. I don't get it, but I can honestly say I don't want the country ran by that. I don't. Number 12, pow pow pow! The measles has been eradicated in the Americas. Boom! I actually did not realize that the measles was still a problem in the Americas, and come to find out, it's not. Obviously it's not anymore, but it was. Not a huge problem. It was still a thing though. Now that does not mean that someone from other countries can't bring the measles into America. It's just within the Americas, we're not spreading it to each other. We'll just put it that way. That's the best way I can think of to explain it. Number 13, pow pow pow. That was weird. Ken Bone is who we're going to talk about now. Mr. Undecided Voter with his famous red sweater and mustache. He became really instantly famous, and then really instantly not famous anymore, because he went on Reddit and he did an AMA, or an Ask Me Anything. And during this he used his actual Reddit account, which is not usual, because usually when people become famous they make one particularly for their fame, not their original stuff. I didn't know that. I know that now. Didn't know that before. He used his actual account, and people found out that he was kind of a weirdo. He had some weird fetishes with pregnant women. It was weird. He also would lie about his insurance so he could keep his pizza delivery job, and you know, it was just weird. Just Google Ken Bone, you'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Number 14, pow pow pow! A guy in Washington D.C. Decides to pull over a car, and the car turned out to be an unmarked police car. And the guy pulling over the unmarked police car was not a police officer. So what ended up happening was he was arrested for impersonating a police officer. I mean, he had a Crown Vic completely decked out like you would see a normal police car, and he done pulled over the wrong man or woman. Somebody. I'm not sure the gender. Doesn't matter. He pulled over the wrong person because it was a cop. Number 15. Pow pow pow! Donald Trump was elected the president. I was not going to bring this one up, but I felt like it was actually really worth brought up. I'm not going to share opinions on this. I'm just going to say I did not expect to ever see Donald Trump be the president. Didn't ever expect that. Didn't ever expect that. I mean, plenty of toupee jokes have been said throughout the year, especially with all the campaigning and stuff going on, and I don't know, everything else going on, but yeah, he's going to be the president next year, so we got that to look forward to. Finally, number 16, pow 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 pow! This is the best one of all, guys. Netflix just announced that you can download their shows. What? That's right. If you have a Netflix account, you can download some of their shows, not all their shows, but things like Orange is the New Black, and I know they also have things like Parks and Recreations. They have other things that I really can't think of right off the top of my head right now, but you get it. It's fine. You can only do this using mobile devices though, so you get your phone, iPhone, Android. You can even do it with like the Fire tablet and stuff like that. You can log onto your Netflix account using the Netflix app, and there's a button in there that says downloadable? I don't know. You can go in there and you can download your favorite shows. That way, you can watch them if you go on a cruise or on an airplane or out of the country or you're just anywhere without the internet. Really, you don't have to leave. You could just not be with internet somewhere and have downloaded TV shows and movies for you to see. That is awesome. That is seriously awesome. Thank you, Netflix. Thank you. You're awesome. That's all I got for you guys today. That is my top 16 things that, well, I say my top 16 things. That is at least 16 things that happened this year that were crazy or funny or interesting or whatever. And I hope that you guys had a good 2016. If you guys know of anything that was crazy or awesome or whatever, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know if there's anything that wasn't in my top 16 list. I keep saying top 16 list, in my just list of 16 things. I'm not going to call it my top list because I'm sure there are other things that would probably be up in there that I just didn't cover. So feel free to let me know in the comment section if there's anything you're looking forward to in the coming year. Also feel free to drop that down in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys. I will see you guys next year. What? That joke hasn't been overplayed at all. I'm sorry.